with another episode of the Pestie Connections, and today I've got Amanda Robin from Competitive Pest Services, who's actually the Queensland General Manager for CPS, I believe. How are you, Amanda?
I'm good. Thanks, Nikki. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, well, it's long overdue, I have to admit. It's actually long overdue. I've known about you for really the last 4 years, to be honest. And we'll get into that a little bit later. And I'm really happy to have you on board, and I'm excited that you've agreed to come and do a video, because not many do. They get a bit nervous, and I know you're nervous. I'm nervous too. I'm always nervous, but we've had a bit of a chat before we've hit record, so I'm feeling really good about having a good chat with you. So, well, let's talk about how you got into the pest management industry, because you've been in it for a little while. So
I actually started my career at Rentokil about 19 years ago in New Zealand. Actually, I still get paid out for my Kiwi accent still.
I noticed the accent, yes.
Yeah. Especially when I say pest.
You're not pissed, you are, it's a pest. But yeah, just so everyone knows, I'm not interviewing someone from New Zealand.
No.
You are in Australia, and you're the Queensland.
I am in Australia. So yeah, I started as actually a hygiene sales consultant in New Zealand. And then I did that for about 4 years, and then we made the move to Australia. And then I was promoted to the National Sales Training Manager for the Eastern States. So I would travel around just training all the new sales consultants that came on board.
Was that specifically for hygiene?
Specifically for hygiene still then, yes.
Yep.
Then I moved into the sales manager role, and that was for initially hygiene and indoor plants. And then a few years later, we merged the pest control portfolio into that as well. So yeah, I was looking after 3 separate divisions. So a really large team, about 20 odd people at the time.
Yep. The indoor plants actually really interest me. This is going off track a little bit, but it does interest me because I did a Pestie Profiles podcast with Andrew Stone, and that was brought up. I had no idea that Rentokil was even involved in that type of thing too. And that's literally them, like for offices and
correct, yeah. It was probably one of my favorite parts of the role. Like, I love plants. Yeah, I didn't used to, but yeah, I learned lots about it, and yeah, I've got a plant in my background right there.
Yeah, but Rentokil aren't looking after that one, though, are they?
No. So definitely not. I look after.
I'm not allowed to have plants. Jay won't let me have plants because I kill all of them. I try so hard, but no indoor plants. I think I've got one in the house at the moment, and that's because someone sent me one.
Nikki, I'll buy you a plant that you literally don't have to look after.
You can't kill. I guarantee I'll kill it, but please do, and we'll monitor that. So obviously, with the hygiene side of things, that's more like your washrooms, surface.
Yeah, so washrooms. Yeah, so sanitary units, air fresheners, urinal clean, so a range of things. Scenting, so we've scent venues.
Yep.
Yeah.
So did you get involved with the pest control side of things at all when you were at Rentokil, or was it mainly?
Yeah, so Rentokil, I was with Rentokil when they originally the divisions were separate, and then they were obviously merged together. Yep. I think that was about 6 or 7 years ago. So we worked really closely with the other divisions, and then once there was a full merge, I was basically managed the pest sales team as well.
Yep. Busy. So moving forward 18 years. 18 years, that's a big accolade on its own, to be working with the same company, and a big company, for 18 years. So you are now working for Competitive Pest Services.
Correct.
And great business, great company. I know Gary very well, and I remember year after year with the Pest Manager of the Year awards, it was like the Laguna Pest Control and Competitive Pest Services, and one year Gary got it, the next year we got it, and
great.
Yeah, so anyway, we are friends, so that's good. How did that come about? How did you get involved with?
So Gary contacted me on LinkedIn. a couple of times actually. And for me, I'd just come back from maternity leave the last time he contacted me, and it just was the right time to make the move.
Yep. Hello.
Yes, go.
I'm not editing that, by the way. Is that okay if I don't edit that? Because we're going to get into this shortly. We're going to get into about your role as a mum as well as a general manager for CPS and what we need to do. So, all right. So, what is your role with CPS?
So yeah, I'm the Queensland General Manager at the moment. We've got, it's not a huge team. So we've got a dedicated BDM, Mel. So I've worked with her before. She's amazing. And then at the moment, we've just got 2 technicians. Yep. And we've recently just launched hygiene for CPS in Queensland as well. I've seen that.
Because I'm big on LinkedIn myself, and I'm stalking Gary, getting ready for our questions for the podcast. And that's he's huge in Sydney, isn't he? The business is mainly Sydney based.
Really large operation in Sydney, and then Gary's got a really large operation in Burma as well.
Yes, yeah, and so now branching out to Queensland, and
well, we are officially now have full-time employees in every state. So my understanding is we're the only Australian-owned National Pest Control Company with FTE in each state. So that was one of Gary's goals for years and years, and we've recently just achieved that, which is amazing.
That's pretty good, actually. So actually, you're giving me some more info anyway for the podcast, so that's good. All right, so look, honestly, man, it's no surprise to me like where you are now. Now you've, I know about you because you're nominated multiple times while you're with Rentokil for the Excellence Award. So I always take note of people who got nominated, and you had a fairly big role there. So it's no surprise to me that you were approached by Gary and gone over to CPS. I mean, who inspires you in the industry? Who inspires you? Do you
look? That's there's not one particular person that inspires me, Nikki. There's just a huge, I've worked with so many people over the years in different roles. So a couple of people that have been really helpful in my career development are David Mars. So he was my branch manager for a number of years. He's worked in the pest control industry for 30 odd years, probably even longer. So he was my go-to for years learning the pest control industry. Obviously, Karen Waters, who you know.
Yes.
She's no longer in the pest control industry, but I'll
be bringing her back somehow, maybe not to work physically in the pest control industry, but
obviously Gary, he started CPS as a one-man band about 18 years ago. And to where we are today, he's just a really great guy who really cares about his staff, which I love. And then definitely yourself, Nikki. So I've obviously watched you from afar for a number of years as well. And
we've been watching each other. This is our first face-to-face conversation, and we've been watching each other for 4 years.
And I just really love your passion for women in pest control. I love what you're doing for women in pest control, and I just really love your resilience as well with everything that's happened over the last few months. You're just doing really well. Amazing.
Well, you've got to put one foot in front of the other with everything. And being in a male-dominated industry too, it has its challenges.
It does.
Definitely. And what challenges do you face with, within the business and personally? Let's start with the business.
So probably for Queensland at the moment, a couple of challenges are resources, and I know that's probably a challenge for everyone at the moment. For us, because we're growing quite quickly in Queensland, it's like, when do we jump and put the next person on, or do we hold off? So that's a big challenge. The other challenge,
and how do you find them, is another thing. How do you find good staff? It's just
and then density is a challenge for us at the moment, because Queensland is so large. We cover all of Queensland, so at the moment we're driving quite a lot, which is a little bit unproductive, but as we grow, that's going to get better. So those are probably the two main challenges we have at the moment.
Yep.
In terms of personal,
now, yeah, I want to touch base on this because you're a mum. You've got 3 kids.
4 kids.
4 kids. Oh, I thought you had 3, 4 kids. The eldest being.
So the eldest is 20. She's nearly 21. And
youngest?
the youngest is 17 months. So yeah, really huge age gap. And then I've got 2 in between. The one that came in is 11, and then my son is 15.
All right, 17 months. So that's good work. And that happens in COVID, doesn't it? Sometimes
it does. She was definitely a surprise baby.
Yep,
but it's a good surprise.
All right. So how do you cope with this? Give us a bit of a rundown of one of your busiest days. How do you cope with this? When you get up, how do you start?
At the moment, the baby is homesick. So she's homesick today. So my husband's actually at home. So we kind of, when she started daycare not that long ago, and she just is sick all the time. So I'm really lucky to have a supportive husband. So we just tag team.
Your turn, my turn, your turn.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, look, crazy. I do 3 different drop-offs in the morning. And then what I am really lucky to do is I work most of the time from home. So a mix of time in the office. We haven't got an office in Queensland at the moment. So that's one of our goals for probably next year. We'll open an office here. But at the moment, I just work from home. And then obviously I'm out as well. So for me, I'm a little bit OCD in terms of I actually can't go to bed at night until I have answered every single email in my inbox.
You need to rub that off of me. I'm not joking. I mean, I'm looking at my emails now. What tells me on my phone how many I haven't opened? I'm up to 43,736 that I have not opened. And it's not that I don't return people's emails. I see it and go, that's not important. That one, I'll get back to it later. I'm nearly up to 44,000. When I show people like you that, they can't cope looking at my phone.
No,
I can't do that.
I wouldn't be able to do that. So, look, I normally will, once the kids go to bed, jump back on my computer and spend a bit more time working. So finding work-life balance. But for me, it also means that I can drop my children off in the morning, and take them to school and stuff. So
and you're very lucky to have, I think, to work for a company that can cater for that too. A lot of businesses are doing that now. I know with my own, it's really important. I do have a female technician on who still has a child at daycare, so we've made sure that we can provide a vehicle that child can go into, so she can drop the child off before coming into work. So there's not as much running around for her, and also understanding that unfortunately her boy gets sick and she's got to take time off. It's just one of those things. So I think a lot of companies
just little things like that. Yeah, it's little things like that, Nikki, that make a huge difference and make you want to stay where you are as well.
Yeah, and I think and I just find by doing that we all work together and it all pans out. But a lot of companies are really good in going down that path, and I'm glad CPS is like that. And there's a great team. Gary's actually got a great team on, Ash Fadian. I would like to poach her, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. She's an awesome girl.
She's great.
And thinks so highly of you. And that's one of the reasons why I approached you to go on the panel at the Pestie conference when I was organising at the time the women's panel. And look, honestly, you were the perfect person to go up on that panel, because knowing you, being in a big national company for 18 years, moving over and just juggling, motherhood and that work-life balance is hard. That is really hard. And you make it look so easy, like you're sitting there all nice and beautiful at the moment, and you do not look old enough to have a child over 20. So
thank you.
I would expect a 17-month-old. So definitely. So have you ever thought about becoming a qualified technician? I know I haven't. I couldn't think of anything.
Nikki. So actually, I started studying when I was with Rentokil, and then I got pregnant.
Yeah.
So obviously you put that on hold, and then I left not long after. So I'm actually studying right now.
Yeah. So you are studying. You're doing. Are you doing face to face, or are you doing online?
I'm just doing online at the moment.
Yep.
And I might do some face to face later down the track. What I find the hardest is when it's hard to retain stuff unless you're out in the field all the time. That's kind of what I find. So it's just finding the time to get out in the field and spend that time out in there. But I think it's really important, particularly for me when there's a smaller team, to lead by example. And again, because we've got a smaller team, I need to get out and help sometimes, which I actually love getting my hands dirty, and I love learning. Like I honestly love learning.
So is it more for you actually do want to go out and do some jobs, or you just want to get that knowledge and have a better understanding of?
It's honestly industry? A bit of both. So I do want to I want to go out and help the team when we need it. And then also just the knowledge, knowledge is power when you're particularly when you're building a business and selling and stuff. It's really important to have a good background. Yeah.
I did an interview with one of the ladies from New Zealand yesterday, and she's a female pest technician, and I tend to know more female pest technicians than I do people in the office. I'm going to start getting more office people in. And it's just, I said to her, I couldn't do it. Just for starters, my boobs are too big. I'd get stuck. I'd get into that manhole. I'd get stuck. I wouldn't get the overalls. I just wouldn't. And I'm not allowed to wear heels. So I'm thinking it's not for me. But I did say to hubby, maybe I should go out and learn. Maybe I should do it. And he's just like, no, he won't take me. he won't take me. He won't let me learn that bit. So,
well, I definitely don't want to be going under houses, and I probably won't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love the learning. I still don't like many pests.
Yeah.
So I even find when I'm studying.
You don't like possums, do you? You don't like possums? I've got to bring this up because I did have a sneak peek at your getting to know you answers, and one of them, can I say it? Can I?
You can say it. You can say it.
You peed yourself. You pissed yourself from a pot. What happened there?
Oh, so I was the first time I'd ever seen a possum up close. So I was really young. I was having a sleepover at a friend's house, and they lived on a farm.
I thought you were an adult. That's why I thought it was funny. I went to tell you my story. I'm not going to tell you mine now. I thought you were an adult.
And they took me out to show me possums, and it literally kind of ran towards us, and I wet my pants.
You wet your pants, okay. I thought you were talking about when you're an adult. No, I mean, I wet my pants as an adult just from laughing, and I'm just thinking that's because I've had 3 kids, so you've had 4, so.
So I could have to watch out.
And going back to it's harder to retain things unless you're out, face to face. I just think it's harder to retain things each time. Well, so hubby tells me each time I've had a child, I've sort of given birth to part of my brain. So I'm just thinking it's actually not a really nice thing to say. But, I think 4 kids, you've got an excuse. You've got an excuse. But all right. So, what's your goals for Competitive Pest Services?
So many different goals, and obviously we've got some big, huge goals which are really long term. But initially, we want to double the size of the Queensland operation within 12 months. And obviously, hygiene, we've got a goal there in terms of what we want our sales to be within 12 months. And we're tracking along nicely to both of those goals.
Where are you based? Just quickly, are you based near Brisbane or?
No, I'm actually based on Gold Coast.
Okay, so that's good. You're further away from me. Too much competition. I'm joking. No, that's good. You're not too far away.
And actually, and it was just by chance that the both of the technicians that we got here live in the same suburb as me as well.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gold Coast. Well, I'm always down there, so we'll definitely need to catch up when I'm down there.
Absolutely.
That would be really good. Do you have targets that you?
Yeah. So we've got sales targets, dollars per day of what we want the techs to achieve. Obviously we've got budgets. So I'm in charge of the Queensland P&L. So yeah, everything that falls under that, I'm in charge of.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I'm also helping out with helping Gary out with the national sales team at the moment.
Yep.
So at the moment, I'm responsible for the national sales targets as well.
So your profile's just getting bigger and bigger, Amanda. So no, which is awesome. Going back to Women in Pest, because I know that you have followed it for quite a few years, because you have been nominated a number of times for the Excellence Award. So Women in Pest, or WIPM, we're going to be doing the leadership conference next year. Again, back on the Gold Coast. What did you think of the one last year?
I loved it. I loved it, Nikki. I was having a think about it, and I think it's really, really hard to bring a group of people together that are in all different roles, have different levels of experience, and just to be able to cover kind of something that's relevant to everyone. And I think you really nailed it. I really loved the girl director segment. That was probably my favorite.
People got a lot out of that. Actually.
Yeah, that was really good. The only thing I didn't enjoy was I was pregnant and I couldn't drink. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. Next
one's going to be a good one.
I can have a drink.
Yep.
In terms of kind of what I'd like to see in our future conferences, there's probably 3 or 4 things that I'm really, really passionate about. So really passionate about goal setting. So I think that would be a really good session. Self-development. I love self-development and giving, receiving feedback. That's Karen taught me. I used to be dreadful at receiving feedback.
Yeah, I know Karen used to be dreadful at just giving feedback back, just getting hold of her. She always used to say that's my worst thing, It's just
so and obviously sales growth, I'm really passionate about that as well. So but in terms of what you covered last time, it was great, and it was just really good to be able to network with other women in the industry and have support. Yeah,
I think what I loved about what actually happened was so many different women coming together from different parts of the industry. Like there was one moment there, I was sitting there just watching everyone at their tables talking, and on one table there was literally like someone from Rent-A-Kill, someone from gyms, someone from Flick, someone from CPS, like all sitting there having a chat, like we've known each other for years. And it's just like, you don't normally see that at any conferences. Every conference I've been to, everyone tends to stick to their own tribe or their own team. And that just didn't happen at the leadership conference last year. It really was a game changer, and it's something that I thought there's no way I'm letting that one go, because it was so popular, and when the other women's group decided not to go ahead with it, I literally got an abundance of calls of not only women but men saying, what's going on? How come the conference isn't going ahead? Can you not run the conference? And so I'm like, okay, I'll just have to check with the committee. So we are going to be taking it on, and hopefully make it bigger and better. Still all comes down to sponsors and who's going to support it, but we've already got a lot of the speakers locked in, and in the process of now locking in a lot more industry speakers, like people like yourself, Amanda, like, so we can be talking about the struggles that we have behind the scenes as a working mum. But we're going to do workshops and lots of exciting things again. So I'm looking forward to that, and
I'm really looking forward to it.
And hopefully having you a part of it. Actually, I could be poaching you yet. So you and Ash Fadian, for that matter. He was obviously the one who won the the award, the administrator, the very first inaugural administrator award. So yeah, no, that's been pretty exciting. And yeah, you're actually very similar to me because I've gone through those questions and the answers that I sent you. Like one, yeah, kids. We've got a bit of a gap in kids. Brad Pitt, he's pretty hot.
Yeah,
he's your celebrity. He's your celebrity crush.
He is, and he's been my celebrity crush for years, and I still think he's good looking now.
Yeah, I'd definitely have a drink with Brad Pitt, or more if I was allowed to. But he's actually not bad looking. I don't know why. It's not like I love his movies or anything. He's just got this charm about him that I just I wouldn't say no to Brad Pitt. Greek Islands. You want to go to the Greek Islands?
I do, and that's just from seeing photos of it. Like, yeah, I've traveled a bit, but not ever that far away. So I've done all the like, Pacific Islands and Thailand and what have you. But yeah, just looks amazing.
Yep, I am. Well, I'm going to the Greek Islands for my 50th, and that's not that far away. It's only a couple of years away. So that's why I'm really excited. Yeah. So yeah, we've pretty much decided Greek Islands is it. So.
Oh wow.
With some other pesty friends, because that's what you do. I don't have a life outside of pest control, unfortunately. It's kind of intertwines all together, which is not a great thing sometimes.
Yeah.
So but yeah, no. So I've read through a lot of it, and I've gone, I really like this chick. But do you like wine? Do you like champagne?
Look, I actually like champagne, but and I drink wine, but I don't really like the taste of it, to be honest. But I just drink it because it's so social.
I'm gonna get you onto. I'll get you onto some good stuff that I'll make you like it. Champagne. So, what do you do? Do you prefer
a vodka drinker?
A vodka drinker.
Yeah.
I like vodka. I will drink it, but yeah, I do like my champagne. So, look, Amanda. I mean, honestly, I can sit here and talk all day with you. I want to do more with you. I want to actually, work with you more and get you a little bit involved in the leadership conference.
I'd love to.
Especially with, there's quite a few, look, CPS have got a great team, got great women in their team. I've noticed, I've been watching, and I'm hoping Gary will let them work with me a little bit and get you more involved with this conference, because there's so much more to you, which I wish I could just put all in this, and I can't, but I really do want to profile you a bit more, because you've done a lot in 18 years, and I just want to congratulate you though where you're at. It's with the Excellence Awards, when I went through all nominations with the other judges, it is so hard because everyone deserves to win.
Yeah.
They all deserve to win that award. So we're actually, with Whipham, we're actually going to be doing a leadership award with that, which will sort of take it to the next level.
Right.
And so, yeah, that will be really interesting. But, yeah, thank you for coming on. And
thank you so much for having me. It was actually really fun.
Before we go, where to from here? Have you got any plans?
Where to from here? Look, I obviously, from my history, I'm a really loyal person. So where to from here? I'll probably be at CPS for a really long time.
Another 20 years.
Yeah. Eventually, I want to be part of the CPS board of directors. And yeah, just like the sky's the limit for growth for us. So yeah, that's where to from here.
That's exciting. That's great. I'm really happy that you decided to jump on board and do a video with me, and we will keep in touch. We'll probably have a little chat when we stop recording, and thank you again. And this will all be featured in the newsletter coming up at the end of this month, and everyone's going to know who Amanda is. They don't now. They're going to know who Amanda is in the future, because I think you are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and Gary's very lucky to have you on board.
Oh, thanks so much, Nikki.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Talk soon.